Africa has borne the brunt of climate change, and the biggest contributors of climate change have been the West, and specifically the U.S. And so I would expect reparations for food security and for health and other negative effects that climate change has brought on to Africa in the last few decades.
American leaders, they should continue where the previous American leaders did. It must continue to help Africa. Africa as a whole, not particularly in South Africa. Africa, the entire continent of Africa. Because we as Africans, there's poverty. There are endless wars. So if they can intervene and end those wars, I think they'll be doing a huge favor for Africa.
The global economy revolves around the kind of policies and prism through which America views the world. Africa needs nurturing, and among the countries that commit efforts to grooming Africa, not only in politics and economy, America also stands out.
Today, if America still wants to maintain its peaceful relations with African countries, it must adopt a foreign policy that can be adapted to African countries. This will enable African countries to achieve economic and social independence.
Pour permettre aux pays africains d'avoir leur indépendance.
It will be good if the U.S. president elected in November supports the economic and political developments of Africa, because there are things we have been noticing. There has been meddling in other countries, including ours. So I'll be happy if a president who doesn't meddle in the internal affairs of other countries and encourages Africans in their economic and political development is elected.
We believe that the future president must work to strengthen relations with various African countries, while at the same time bringing American policy in Africa back to the forefront. Given that there are other players appearing on the scene, including Russia, which has influence over 3 West African countries, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger.
They have to use their leverage to ease the security problem in the Horn of Africa, as they have the capacity to do so. My message to the American investors is to enter into Ethiopia and Africa and invest in a way that can improve the quality of life for the people. U.S. companies should invest in Africa.
We have to consider that every human being deserves to live, and life is sacred. So for me, I don't feel comfortable seeing people dying from east, west, north, south, and that is life that would have been secured. You don't know what is within this life. So I believe that the leadership that is on board and those ones that are coming into leadership, you can look into this and ensure that every human being has their life respected. Yeah, we want peace, and we know that you have the power to enforce this.
What the world urgently needs from the next American leader is a reduction in wars. Since World War II and the Cold War, the world has experienced an unprecedented level of fear about the possibility of a war involving nuclear weapons. The United States has significant influence over whether these weapons are used. Countries want to stop being controlled by powerful nations. The incoming leader should not dictate to countries how they should live. This is something they must consider and determine if it is the right time to start advocating for coexistence without dominance.
Loving and caring for one another is the only thing that we have left. So for the next leaders, future leaders of America, and in terms of the relationship they have with other countries, I would only hope that whatever decision they take takes into consideration that the other country has citizens in it that are children of God, and any decision that should be taken or would be taken by those leaders take the other side into consideration.